Now that we have this tractor running again, we're going to try and tackle a few of the fuel and air problems that we've had. I had a leaky sediment bowl. We could probably just replace the seal and be fine there, but because I've got this splice rubber piece of hose here on the carburetor between the sediment bowl and the carburetor, that fuel line leaks really bad, so I bought a new one, and it's made to go with a specific sediment bowl part number. It wasn't very expensive. I just bought a new one, so we're going to go ahead and replace the bowl, the line, and I already have a new carburetor. It came with the tractor, so really not out any extra money. We'll go ahead and put a new one of those on, and we'll get the air cleaner set up so we don't have just an open pipe to suck every bug and piece of dust and whatever into the carburetor and then into the engine. Just, keep this thing as clean as possible. We have a few other odd and end type things that we're going to do, so we'll just kind of see how far we can get on this one, and maybe we can actually do some real work with this thing. My name's Reagan. This is the GWP Homestead. Let's get to work. Before I get into the hard stuff, I want to kind of clean my workbench off a little because it's overflowing. I've got a new top link here, and this one may be fine, but I've got the new one. It came with the tractor. I got a whole bunch of kind of spare parts whenever I bought this machine, so we got a new top link. We'll go ahead and put it on. This one's held on with a bolt, so I went ahead and splurged $1.50 on the pin because it's much stronger in shear than bolts are. So we'll go ahead and take that off, and I may not even put the new top link on at the moment because it's just going to kind of be flopping around like this old one, and I'm not sure I'm going to need it right now. So that'd be an easy thing just to throw on whenever I need it, but for the immediate, like now, I don't think I need it on here. So we'll go ahead and put this new one on. Somebody watching this video knows what this little bracket here on this top link is for. I have no idea, so if you know what that's for, please leave a comment down below. Does this thing need to be set up this way? That way? I don't know. If you know, please tell me. Help me learn. I'd appreciate it. So let's get that off of there, put a new pin on, and we'll have to procure a twisty mabob there for this. It's all part of it, no problem. All right, that is so much better than what was on there. That's going to work for a long time, and whenever we need, throw the bolt down, whenever we need to put the top link on, she'll be ready. But for now, it's out of the way of my PTO. Muy bueno. While we're back here, let's talk about some other accessories. I picked up a drawbar and got a 2-inch ball so I can pull my little trailer around here with it and use it for stuff. A couple of stabilizer bars on both sides, and then I bought a drawbar lock to keep this thing from turning and just rotating on, spinning around. So that'll keep it. The stabilizer bars, again, from what I've read, I'm a newbie, keep that whole assembly, especially if I've got a bush hog or something else back here, not just with a drawbar, boom pole, anything like that. It'll keep this thing from sliding too far left and right, keep my windage good. But, it's stuff. Make this thing just a little bit more useful than maybe it would have been otherwise. So here's the air cleaner off the parts tractor, and in typical me fashion, I always try and do stuff the hardest way possible. I cannot get this wing nut here on top to turn, and you can see I kind of took a file to it thinking maybe, well, the wing nut will turn, but it turns that threaded stud going down in there too. So this thing will spin and spin and spin and spin and spin, but this cap doesn't come off of here. So I thought, take the file to it, maybe I can get a screwdriver and hold that center part down. I can't, and then I realized that I don't really think I have to do that because I'm going to replace all this filler material here. Ow, pokey. I'm going to pull all that stuff out, and it doesn't really matter what happens up there. It just doesn't. So we're going to replace that. I've got 2 rolls of this good, brand new, good shape. We'll replace the guts of that and put it on the machine. And that should be okay. We're going to clean this thing up. This is the bottom. This thing was full of sludge and just gunk. So we're going to take this apart and clean it up and give everything a liberal soaking in WD-40 and maybe some steel wool. Just trying to clean all the crap off of it. With our air cleaner on here tightened up, not tightened up yet, I'm going to leave that loose so whenever new fuel line, this is spliced with a piece of rubber hose. That's just completely unacceptable. So The sediment bowl leaks as well. I got a new bowl, a new fuel line from the bowl to the carburetor. And because I already have a new carburetor as well, we're going to go ahead, I think, and just replace this whole thing. Once we get all that on there, we'll put that down pipe back on from the air cleaner to here and make sure we can get our exhaust pipe back on here. And we will be, I think, you know, hey, ready to go again. I would now like to go ahead and state that gasoline should only be emptied into approved containers. Do not believe ice cream buckets fall under that umbrella, so do what I do at your own risk. Also, disconnect the battery before you start working on the fuel supply. Ask me how I know. Alright, here's the old petcock. I mean, that's what threaded into the tank. Here's the new one. This new petcock sediment bowl assembly comes with a little screen on top that'll keep gunk in the tank from getting down into my fuel line, carburetor, engine, you know, the go-go stuff. I'm going to go ahead and add some Teflon tape to this assembly. Teflon's going to break down in gasoline, so it's not going to do any good as far as, you know, sealing threads or keeping stuff from leaking, but it will help with the threading process. Make that just a little bit easier, because this is a little nerve-wracking. I want to get this right and make sure I don't cross-thread anything. That would be bad. Bring it on around. Okay. Piece of cake. Everything is cinched up and got the sediment bowl here turned on 2 full turns just like it calls for. Checking for leaks. And we'll go ahead and fire this thing up, make sure everything's working like it's supposed to. Okay, so today in weird news, this is not the new carburetor. I was having a really hard time with it, and when I went to undo the drain plug located down here, the threads on it and this bottom bowl were so boogered up that it would not thread back in. So we are gonna keep using the old carburetor. I had to open up the fuel a little bit more. That may have just been because it was cold and getting used to new fuel and whatnot and whatever, but we did get her fired up. So now we're gonna put that down pipe on here, mock it up, get the exhaust pipe, that's hot, back on here. We got our air cleaner installed and we went ahead and topped off the oil bath down there just like it's supposed to be. The instructions are actually printed around the ring. Must be flush with top of peak. So we got some oil from leftover stuff I've had laying around. Got our downpipe installed. I'm having some issue with this older carburetor, even with the new seal, kind of weeping some gas from around it. This is from, I don't even know. I mean, it's been probably a week, almost a week, since I put this carburetor and everything on. So it's only leaking from the bowl. It's not leaking from the line or from the sediment bowl that we installed. So the carburetor may require some more attention one of these days. You know, for right now, I just want to use it and kind of see what we can figure out. Got our exhaust pipe back installed, and even put a little flapper on top. Keep water from building up inside that exhaust pipe like we had once upon a time. And if only I could do something about that seat. There we go. Well, I guess the next thing we're going to be doing is working on this carburetor. I guess when I took it off the tractor and messed around with it a little bit, I think something just got out of whack with it. So the next thing we're going to be doing is taking that off there, redoing it, and since I have a bunch of the guts of the carburetor, needles and choke valves and I mean all that stuff, I'm going to pull that out of that new body and put it into the old body. So basically we'll have a refurbished carburetor and play with the adjustments a little bit, set those jets, and make everything run like it's supposed to. And I guess it's a good thing that I like working on stuff. While playing around with the tractor a little bit, I also discovered that my hydraulic lift in the back does not work. I knew, or at least I had been told from when I bought this machine, that it didn't work great. It wouldn't hold up, but it doesn't look like now that it's working at all. So, hey, one more thing to try and tackle. I really appreciate you watching this video, and if you have any tips or tricks for me, please feel free to leave them in a comment below. I love reading comments from all y'all, so I just can't thank you enough. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel so you won't miss the next video. And hey, there's plenty of work to do on this tractor. There's plenty of work to do on this farm, like cleaning that fence row up. That's a project for this fall, we hope. So thank you guys so much for watching GWP Homestead. My name's Reagan. We'll see you soon. What do? Always more work to be done.